share, and subscribe. Today is November 27th. It's the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, and I figured I'd head on over to the train station, 30th Street Station, and check out the scene. Certainly tomorrow there will be tons of people traveling just for the day, maybe, or the long weekend. But for sure, today begins heavy travel so that people get to their destinations in time for Thursday, the 28th. Can you believe it? 2024. It hardly felt like the holidays with I'll see, that could look like your friend. I want to see if it blinks again. It's hard to explain why I say that, but we'll leave it at that. If you get used to blinking lights in your home or what have you, which is really diff technology in your home, like you have mail, you have your laundry's done, your dishwasher's done, you put something in the oven, it's done by now, you didn't set the timer because you're so used to roasting, butternut squash, if the lights blink, it could be a form of gang stalking. Unless you feel like you have a friend, it could still... Anyway. Thank you. Anyway, I learned a long time ago, Mattress Firm used to be Sleepy's and it changed to Mattress Firm, and wait for it, 2016. I had a mattress that vibrated for quite 2 to 3 years. I just sort of got used to it. I was looking all over my apartment and everything, trying to figure out like what's causing the vibration, and it was a Sleepy's mattress. So anyway, you could feel like you have a special alien friend or someone in the sky who's communicating with you, but I will say this, lights blinking, and they could play with light censored lights that turn off and on morning and night on the streets. You could feel like that, especially if you're being harassed so badly that someone high up there who has the capability of doing this could step forward as like your only friend, the only person who knows that you're being tortured by never-ending forms of harassment that are hard to explain. It's a lot quieter today, so in a way it becomes like, say that person's actually your transgressor, whoever's able to do that, and they look like your only friend. You know what I mean? It's Stockholm Syndrome-ish, and so forth and so on. So, but as I was saying, I saw a show a long time ago, The Facts of Life. I grew up with that sitcom with a bunch of women who went to a special boarding school. Joe was the handyman, but that was a female. This person was a female in the show. But every once in a while, they would bring on a deaf, hard of hearing woman, and she would show like her lights blinked to let her know that someone was at the door, because she couldn't hear the doorbell or someone knocking. So the lights would indicate someone was at the door, and you could hook up those lights to a lot of things. Today we have smartphone technology, and people could text, and maybe, I don't know how it works, but in the deaf world it's possible the phone shimmers more or what have you, or you just pay attention to your phone more. So anyway, that's all I have to say. Or I was told to go ahead and explain what happened. It actually did happen. I'm wondering how many other people have had this happen. Designed to take someone down. I sometimes wonder if, or wondered if that person, they did serve as a friend, whoever the invisible light tapper was. In a way, it helped me get through to believe that there was someone out there, a giant among us, who couldn't come forward because of how bad the situation was. I know that sounds like, it comes across a certain way probably, but if you wind up in a situation like that, you're wondering who is your friend and who's trying to help. It's just like Castaway with Tom Hanks, and he clung to that soccer ball or volleyball. I guess it was more of a volleyball. He was a FedEx, pilot. It went down, crashed on some, remote island, and he developed sort of this bond with the volleyball. But in order for him to get back home, like part of getting back home, the cost was him losing that ball in the water and crying, convulsing in tears. I totally get that kind of pain. I totally get that. Anyway, because you develop, an attachment to anything that seems like a friend, anyone or anything, and that could be a light blinking. In this case, it could have been done as harassment, because we had a, good-looking young woman in front of me, a very attractive young lady, and what if the light was blinking for her and she had a special friend in the sky? See how that goes into pedophile rings? Because how hurt are people who were groomed by pedophiles? But then if you're too old, and this may be for young boys who get too old, or young women, and they create trauma bonds, the pedophiles or the sexual offenders, and they want you to be hurt and jealous and devastated. So those are all bad things to happen in any relationship, to cause jealousy and dependency and a severe extreme trauma bond. So in a way, I could see that as, I'm, someone's keeping me going, so we'll just put it that. And I know someone out there, I do, like a child, still believe, someone loved me and tried to at least offer some sort of connection during a time period when I couldn't find any at all. We are talking, you go out looking for connections and relationships as an adult, and you run into 5 different groups of people. You sort of participate with 5 different groups of people, whether volunteerism or sports or what have you, and somehow they're all part of this weird matrix, which sounds over the top, but it's like, I can't believe none of these people behave the right way, that they could potentially be part of the matrix of abuse. So it was a real huge heartache.